Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling a recipe that just sounds cozy. Cheesy jumbo shells from Fork and Fry.
Yeah, this one looks promising. We've got the details from their Jumbo Shells Season 232 material, Sophia B's recipe.
And our mission today really is to get under the hood of this recipe, see what makes it tick, why it might be, a new favorite.
Exactly. Not just reading ingredients, but understanding the why behind the steps.
Sophia calls it easy, delicious, and comforting, which, honestly, that's a pretty great combo. Hits all the right notes for a home-cooked meal.
It really does. Taps into that need for something satisfying, but not overly complicated.
Right, like maybe I can make this on a Tuesday.
And the core idea is super classic. Jumbo shells, ricotta, mozzarella, spinach filling, baked in marinara, comfort food 101.
Totally. But we'll dig into the specifics, see what makes this version stand out.
And she does mention their website right off the bat, www.forkandfry.com, for more recipes and tips.
Good point. So if this sounds good, there's more where it came from. Okay, let's get into the cooking part. Where do we start?
Step 1 is the oven. Preheat to 375 Fahrenheit. That's 190 Celsius.
Standard baking temp. And she mentions greasing a 9 by 13-inch dish. That feels important.
Oh, definitely. Prevents sticking, helps with even cooking. You don't want those shells welded to the bottom. It's just frustrating.
Been there. Okay, so oven's heating, dish is greased. What's next? Pasta.
Yep. Boiling the jumbo shells. Salted water, crucial for flavor. And the timing is key. 9 to 11 minutes, al dente.
Al dente. So slightly underdone, right.
Exactly, because they're going to finish cooking in the oven with the sauce and filling. If they're too soft now, they'll just turn to mush later.
Okay, that makes sense. You want them to hold their shape.
Precisely. And then this next bit is, I think, really important but easy to skip. Draining them and rinsing under cold water.
Ah, the cold water rinse. Why is that so helpful?
Well, first, it stops the cooking immediately, halts it right there so they don't get any softer.
Okay, keeps them perfectly al dente.
Right. And second, it washes off extra surface starch. That starch is what makes pasta sticky and clump together.
Oh, yeah. Nothing worse than a giant clump of shells you can't separate.
Exactly. And she also says to lay them out separately after rinsing, again, preventing sticking, making them easy to handle for filling.
Smart. So that step really sets you up for success later.
It really does. Avoids a common frustration point.
Brr.
Okay, now for the good part. The filling.
The cheesy goodness. What's in it?
It's a pretty classic lineup. 2 cups of ricotta.
The creamy base.
Yep. 1 cup shredded mozzarella for meltiness. Half a cup of grated Parmesan for that salty kick.
Nice. So 3 kinds of cheese. Checks the cheesy box.
Definitely. Then 1 cup of cooked spinach, but it needs to be well drained and chopped.
Ah, the draining part is key, I bet. Don't want watery filling.
Absolutely. Squeeze out as much liquid as possible. Otherwise, yeah, watery mess. And chopping ensures it mixes in evenly.
Got it. What else?
A clove of minced garlic. Gotta have garlic. 1 large egg.
That's the binder, right? Holds it together.
Exactly. Keeps the filling from just oozing out everywhere during baking. And then some flavor boosters. A teaspoon of Italian seasoning, salt, and pepper to taste.
Seems like a solid, flavorful mix. Ricotta, mozzarella, parm, spinach, garlic. Hard to go wrong there.
It really is. And the instruction is just to mix it all until it's creamy.
So just well combined. Don't need to, whip it or anything.
No, I wouldn't think so. Just stir until everything's incorporated smoothly. You don't want big lumps of ricotta or clumps of spinach.
Right. A nice, consistent, creamy texture. Easy enough. Now, filling the actual shells, that sometimes feels a bit fiddly.
It can be. She suggests using a spoon or even a pipette bag.
Piping bag might be faster, but maybe messier. I usually use a small spoon.
Me too, for shells. A spoon gives you good control. Aim for about 1 to 2 tablespoons of filling per shell. You don't want to overstuff them or they might split.
Good tip. Gentle handling. They are a bit delicate after boiling.
Very true. Okay, shells are filled. Time to assemble the dish.
Let's layer it up.
First, about a cup of marinara sauce goes into the bottom of that greased baking dish.
Ah, sauce on the bottom first. Why start there?
2 reasons. Mainly, it prevents the shells from sticking directly to the dish.
Like a little buffer.
Exactly. And it also starts infusing flavor into the bottom of the pasta right away. Creates a nice base.
That makes sense. So sauce down, then arrange the filled shells.
Yep, in a single layer. Don't crowd them or pile them up.
Why the single layer? Even cooking?
Pretty much. Ensures heat gets around each shell, helps them cook uniformly. Plus, everyone gets that nice saucy, cheesy topping later. If they're stacked, the middle ones might get, kind of steamed and less browned.
Right, you want the top exposure. Okay, shells are nestled in the sauce, and then what?
Pour the rest of the marinara sauce over the top. Make sure they're nicely covered.
Get it all coated.
And then
Large, yeah.
more cheese. Extra mozzarella and Parmesan sprinkled over everything.
Because you can never have too much cheese on baked pasta. That's the rule.
It basically is. That top layer is what gives you that beautiful golden bubbly crust. It adds texture, flavor.
Yeah.
It's essential.
Totally agree. Okay, it's assembled looking delicious already. Now, baking time.
Right. Cover it tightly with aluminum foil first.
Foil first. Why cover it initially?
Traps the steam. It creates like a little steam oven environment inside the dish.
Ah, so it helps cook the pasta through and heat the filling properly.
Exactly. Without the cheese on top getting too brown or even burning before the inside is hot and bubbly.
Smart. So, foil on for how long?
For 25 minutes. Then you take the foil off.
The big reveal.
Yeah. And then it goes back in the oven uncovered for another 5 to 10 minutes.
And that's when the magic happens, the browning.
That's it. Until the sauce is bubbling around the edges and the cheese on top is melted, golden brown, maybe a few little crispy spots. You know the look.
Oh, I know the look. That's perfection. Okay, it comes out of the oven. Can we eat it right away?
Almost. The recipe says to let it rest for about 5 minutes.
Ah, patience. Why the rest?
It's important. It lets the filling set up just a little bit so it doesn't all spill out when you scoop a shell. Things kind of meld together. Plus, it's scalding hot right out of the oven.
True. Safety first. And it probably makes serving easier.
Definitely. And during that rest time, you can do the final touch. Garnish with some fresh basil or parsley.
Adds a nice pop of color and freshness, doesn't it? Cuts through the richness.
Absolutely. A little bit of green makes it look finished. Then serve it up warm.
Okay, so going back, Sophia keeps calling this easy, delicious, comforting. After breaking it down, do those feel accurate?
I think so, yeah. None of the steps are technically difficult. Boiling pasta, mixing, filling, layering. It's straightforward.
And the ingredients are classic comfort. Pasta, cheese, tomato sauce. Universally loved, pretty much.
Exactly. It hits those notes really well. It feels comforting just thinking about it.
It does. And who did she say this was perfect for? Family dinners?
Yeah. She mentioned family dinners, and also when you're craving something warm and cheesy, seems aimed at home cooks looking for a satisfying, crowd-pleasing meal that isn't, gourmet-level complex.
Right. Good for a weeknight if you prep a bit, or definitely a relaxed Sunday dinner.
Totally fits that niche. It delivers on that promise of cheesy comfort without demanding chefy schools.
And then she wraps up asking for engagement, Subscribe, share, leave a review, asking specifically if people plan to try this cheesy recipe.
Yeah, I like that direct ask. It builds community, makes people feel involved. It's not just, here's a recipe. It's, let's talk about this recipe.
It makes it more of a conversation, which is nice.
Definitely. So, yeah, we've pretty thoroughly dissected these cheesy jumbo shells, step by step.
We really have pulled apart the ingredients, the techniques, the why behind it all.
So now it's over to you, our listeners. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you made stuffed shells before? Maybe you have a secret ingredient for your filling.
Ooh, yeah. Or any killer tips. Let us know. Find us on our social media pages. Share your experiences, your favorite cheesy recipes. We're always curious.
And don't forget the source of this inspiration, www.forkcanfry.com. Head over there for more recipes, maybe some cooking tips you haven't thought of. It's a great resource.
Definitely check it out. So the big question, are you going to give these cheesy jumbo shells a whirl? Let us know on social media. We honestly love seeing when you make recipes we talk about.
Yeah, share your pictures. Tell us how it went, any tweaks you made. We're all ears.
Awesome. Well, happy cooking, everyone.